So I wrote a column called Here Comes the Mud on BillO'Reilly.com. You can read it. We do new columns every Sunday. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to juggle. You don't have to do anything. What you do is go to BillO'Reilly.com and punch up the column. Here Comes the Mud, off the Beatles song, Here Comes the Sun. And this is going to be the dirtiest campaign in history. I don't think it'll leave me close. And I lay out my case. So now, over the weekend, we had, stuff that happens to bolster my point of view. Now remember, irresponsible rhetoric, particularly hateful rhetoric, fuels more hatred. And that's what we're looking at now. This isn't like rivalry anymore. This is really hatred on both sides. So Jim Clyburn, congressperson from South Carolina, he's Joe Biden's big buddy. Here's what he said about Trump. Go.
Donald Trump looked at those people in Charlottesville and said that there were good people on both sides. And those people were uttering things like, Jews will not replace us. That is a religion. The AME Church, Emmanuel, that is religion. And Donald Trump has said things in support of those activities that ties him closely to what happened at Mother Emanuel.
So Clyburn basically accusing Trump of aiding and abetting murder. So you'll remember that the church, Emmanuel, 2015, an idiot named Dylan Roof, 21 years old, time serving 6 consecutive life sentences, goes in and shoots the place up. 10 are dead, 1 injured, all African Americans. So Clyburn is saying that Trump encouraged that. All right. Now that, number one, is a lie. And number two is so grossly irresponsible, it's just staggering. Now, Clyburn doesn't care. If he cared, he couldn't utter the sentence that Donald Trump said there were good people on both sides in the context of the church shooting. Because Donald Trump did say there were good people on both sides when he was talking about removing Confederate statues. Now, I document this in the United States of Trump 50 different ways. All right, the transcript is there for you to see. He was talking about what spurred on the Charlottesville controversy was the attempt to remove Confederate statues. And Trump said there are good people on both sides opposing and supporting keeping the statue. It had nothing to do with the neo-Nazis. Now, Clyburn's probably not smart enough to know that, but even if I presented it like I'm presenting it tonight to him, he wouldn't believe it because he doesn't want to believe it. He wants to be irresponsible and hateful, and he's succeeding. Okay, so this is all a pattern of behavior, and I'll prove it in a minute. The second soundbite is from Congressman Benny Thompson, Mississippi, another Trump hater. He was on a January 6th committee. You may remember him. Roll a tape on that.
I think what we see right now, the president talked about it, is the mega Republicans are at it again. They want you to believe what happened on January 6th was the equivalent of a congressional tour. They want you to believe that it really wasn't Trump people breaking into the Capitol. It was Black Lives Matter or Antifa dressed up as Trump people.
Now, I don't know anybody who says that. I assume there are far-right nuts, cranks that put that out there, but I don't live in that zone. I live in the real world, and in the real world, I don't know anybody who says that. So I don't know where Benny Thompson is getting all of this, like Antifa dressed up as Trump people. How do Trump people dress up? I don't even know. I mean, this is just insane. But these guys, they're called spear tips. They are out there, and they are basically, it suggested to them that they link Trump to the Emanuel massacre and, of course, to January 6th. And that's what they do. But this is just lunacy. Now, finally, who's going to believe this? Again, Only people who want to believe it. And the Democratic Party has nothing else. They have to do this. And I'm going to play a Biden soundbite in a moment to prove it to you. They can't run on Biden's record. They can't. It's a disaster. We have some new polling tonight as well. And that's a memo. Everything is expensive these days. You know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.